As the Republican candidate for governor in North Carolina faces yet another scandal, Democrats actually see an opening there. Our 538 polling average shows a tight race, an opportunity for Harris to be the first Democrat to win that state since 2008. Join me now, a woman working very hard to make that happen, North Carolina Democratic Party Chair Anderson Clayton. Anderson, good to see you again.
Thanks for having us, Kira.
All right. So what was your first reaction when you read the CNN reporting that came out yesterday on Mark Robinson?
You know, I wish we could say that we were surprised here in CDP, but honestly, all that we saw was someone that we've seen over the last year come out with hateful rhetoric about people in the state of North Carolina, and also just quite frankly, disgusting and gross comments about people and about things that he said on the internet previously. And it's not representative of the character that we'd like to see someone represent this state statewide, like Josh Stein, who's our current Democratic nominee for governor in the state right now.
Well, Fox News polling actually shows Robinson was already way behind Josh Stein, his Democratic opponent. So what impact do you think these new revelations will have?
Well, we need to make sure that folks understand, North Carolina is one of 11 states in the country that elect a council of state. It's our full executive branch in North Carolina. And we have Republicans that are running up and down the ballot this year on that council of state that have fully endorsed Mark Robinson's extreme agenda and have rubber stamped and really put their full support behind what he would want to do next year going in as the governor, which would be a total abortion ban in the state of North Carolina and just denial for people across it to have opportunity everywhere. And so we're making sure that Democrats understand, you've got a full ballot this year to fill out. Rachel Hunt is running for lieutenant governor. Folks like Jeff Jackson running for attorney general, all the way down the ballot to our current state auditor, Jessica Holmes, needs to get elected this year along with Josh Stein. So we're making sure that folks know Mark Robinson represents the entire ticket in North Carolina.
All right, you just mentioned abortion. Harris just released an ad linking Trump and Robinson on abortion. What do you think it'll take for VP Harris to win North Carolina?
She's already doing it. She's showing up in state more than she ever has and is making sure that they're putting a ground game in North Carolina like none other. And we're making sure that we're knocking doors every single weekend in the state. You can go to ncdp.org and get involved with us today to make sure that we're reaching people and voters that, 74,000 votes in 2020 is what cost us this state. So voters that may not have turned out in the last election cycle, we need to make sure we're reaching those folks, but also engaging with and registering new voters like we've been doing across our college campuses with our 30+ organizers that are now dedicated to campus organizing across the state in North Carolina to really engage youth turnout.
So, Anderson, what do you think of this tweet by North Carolina Senator Tom Tillis saying that yesterday was a tough day, but they must stay focused on races we can win? Do you think he's giving up on the governor's race?
I think he understands Mark Robinson is bad for business at every level of the ballot this year. And unfortunately, we've not seen one Republican elected statewide in North Carolina come out against him after what came out yesterday and after everything that he said, quite frankly, running as the Republican nominee for this office. And I think what's really important for folks to realize is that we have so many qualified Democrats running this year that are really talented and quite frankly have the best resources behind them. You look at someone like Wesley Harris, who's running for state treasurer right now, the only PhD economist in our state legislature who wants to make sure that we're fighting for people across North Carolina to keep their pensions. And I just think it's really important for folks to understand there's so much more at the ballot box this year. And Mark Robinson and Donald Trump have just fully endorsed, this extreme agenda of taking people backwards in our state.
Question for you, one more if you don't mind, because Rachel Scott sort of alluded to it. Trump has referred to Lieutenant Governor Robinson as the Martin Luther King Jr. on steroids, and now the former president will be in your state over the weekend. Do you think he's going to distance himself from Mark Robinson now?
No, because I think Donald Trump and Mark Robinson are the exact same person. Mark Robinson represents the entire Republican ticket this year, and Donald Trump was one of the first to endorse him, right? Donald Trump said, we want to leave abortion rights up to the states. Well, you've endorsed Mark Robinson's total abortion ban that he'd like to see in North Carolina. You're endorsing this 10-week medical abortion ban, the 12-week abortion ban that we saw Republicans in the General Assembly launch in 2023 in our state too. We're seeing an attack against women in North Carolina from the Republican Party, and that's at every level of the ballot. So we need to make sure that we break a Republican supermajority this year in our General Assembly and ensure that our Democratic governor again has power when he takes his office in January.
All right. Anderson, Clayton, good to see you again. Appreciate you weighing in today.
Thank you.